Welcome everybody to Max Gamer Podcast. How's it going? And I am your host today, Enigma, as always. And with me is my brother, Zombie. What's up, Zombie?
Not a whole lot. How about you?
Nothing, dude. We're just trying to set this shiznit up. It's been a difficult time. We're trying to get you moved into your new house, right?
Yeah. That's why we haven't been on our weekly times, and that's why we're also going to be pre-recorded this time.
Yeah, unfortunately,
It's all my fault.
it's all his fault. Unfortunately, this week, as you guys might be able to tell, this is a pre-recorded episode, so I really am sorry about that, guys. We will be back to our normal live episodes within the next couple weeks. Sometimes I will update you guys on the website, which is www.max-gamer.com. You can go there and check out the reviews that we did for Mass Effect 3 and all of our other news and everything like that. That's where we're going to be updating you guys on a lot of stuff. So definitely go and check that out. Bookmark that shit and make sure you got that stuff handy. I mean, you guys can even put it as your homepage for all I care. I don't know. What do you think?
Yes, please put us as your homepage, and also go check it out at max-gamer.com. We actually had a site facelift. The previous facelift, or the previous face on the site that we had, just wasn't working for us, so we went to a different way, and now we got a new site that works out a lot better.
Yeah, definitely. We were actually using Joomla, and to not to bore you guys with technical or anything like that, but Joomla was not the best. So, I mean, it's a good solid backbone for a website, but I think we look a lot better with our WordPress currently.
Yeah, I do think we look a lot better, as well as we can update the site a lot easier and a lot faster. So
Definitely. So, definitely go and check that out. www.max-gamer.com. Go check out our shop for our shirts as well. We hopefully we're going to be getting some new springtime designs out there this year, or this next couple of months, actually, I should say. So definitely go and check those out. We got a lot of great stuff up there. We've got our Fusro Mother Effing Da t-shirt, a couple of other ones. We got some Max Gamer t-shirts as well. So go and check those out, guys. We would really appreciate you guys buying them if you can. If you can't, tell your friends. I don't know. Tell your mom. Maybe she'll buy it for you.
tell your
I don't
dad,
know.
tell your aunt, your grandpa, your grandma. Say, I want Max-Gamer apparel. Just
Yeah.
buy it. Anyway.
Def.
So what are we?
So-
what have we been looking at doing this week, Enigma?
Oh, well, today we've got some great stuff coming up for you guys. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but recently the Windows 8 the Windows 8 consumer preview came out, and both myself and Zombie took a look at that, and we're not too impressed with it.
I am not impressed at all.
Not impressed with it at all. We're going to be talking a little bit about Assassin's Creed 3. If you guys have been living underneath a rock, there was an announcement trailer for Assassin's Creed 3, and we're going to be talking about that here in just a little bit. We're also going to be talking about the Steam Box, and if you guys are asking yourselves what the hell is a Steam Box, well, you've come to the right place, because we're going to explain to you just exactly what a Steam Box is today in this episode of Max Gamer Podcast. So, let's kick it off. Windows 8. I hate it.
Consumer preview. I hate it as well.
I hate
Now
it.
this is what I find is quite funny on the download page. In big bold letters, it says, "Note before you download. Windows 8 Consumer Preview is pre-released software that may be substantially modified before it's commercially released. Microsoft makes no warranties, express or implied, with respect to the information provided here. Some product features and functionality may require additional software or hardware." Now with that, basically what I'm saying is Windows 8 is a tablet software. It's a tablet OS.
It really
hate
is.
it.
I mean, when you look at it, you guys really need to download it and check it out. I would recommend that you guys use like you used. Didn't you install it on a virtual machine, Zombie?
Yeah, I went and I downloaded Oracle VMbox or Virtual
VMbox,
Machine or whatever
yeah.
it is by Oracle. Set up a virtual computer basically on my massive, awesome computer. I know that some people don't have as nice machines as you and I have, but
Well,
I was
and
able to
that's
run it
and
pretty
that's
decent.
that's one thing. Not a lot of people have the best machines out there, but then again, it's not that hard to get the best machines out there, and that's what we're here for. Max Gamer Podcast.
Exactly.
We're here to tell you
You
about the
listen to-
best stuff.
you listen to Zombie Bite, and you know,
Exactly.
to me with my
But-
bites and stuff like that, and you should be able to find something that is a
Exactly.
pretty good price. You know,
Yeah.
unfortunately, we don't have one this week. Because, you know,
No, we don't.
my Zombies Bite is move.
Yeah. So, anyways, like we were saying, Windows 8. I mean, if you don't have the best PC out there, it's not going to run the best on your PC. Like I've installed it onto a crappy HP or not HP Compaq laptop that I used to have. It doesn't run the best, but it also doesn't run the worst either. It's kind of laggy in certain areas, but I mean, the sum total of that is that it's, as we said before, it's meant to be a tablet PC. I don't really think that this is being. Me and Zombie have had arguments and conversations. Not really arguments, just conversations.
Just a conversation.
We both
agree.
agree. We both agree that the fucking OS sucks. We both agree.
I hate it. I mean, I wrote down a list of pros and cons just today, kind of stuff that I wanted to hint at, and I got 2 pros, and I got like 8 cons. The pros basically are, it's a great OS for a tablet.
It is.
And another pro is it's the next Microsoft operating system. That's the only pros I got. I mean, Windows 7, in my opinion, is a pro.
There's a couple of pros. There's a couple more pros than that. I just can't think of them right now. I mean, like I told you, I downloaded it and I installed it and I spent like maybe 5 minutes on it and I hated it. Like just 5 minutes into it, I couldn't fucking do anything. The actual usage of the operating system is nothing like Windows at all. There's no longer a start button. You know, there's no longer anything that qualifies it as an OS system. It's a touchscreen system. You know, that's what it's built.
It definitely is. It's
built for a tablet.
OS. And you know, you said there is no start menu or start button, but there is a start menu still, and it's accessed by going down to the lower left-hand portion of the screen, hovering there, and then a little button appears and you click on it. Now,
then it brings you up.
The other day,
then it brings you up to like a tile, like seriously.
It brings you up to like that Windows Phone tile desk type thing.
It's retarded.
And it's full screen. You know, it's just this full screen of tiles, and that is a major con for me because when I go to access my apps and stuff like that, I want to be able to access them quickly. Of course, you can set up shortcuts and stuff like that, but me also being the performance guy that I am, if you have a lot of what am I trying to say? Icons on your desktop's going to boot slowly.
Definitely.
So one of the first things you do is you try and eliminate how many icons are on your desktop to try and get some necessary speed back. And I don't want to have to basically rely on a whole bunch of icons on my desktop. I get pretty backgrounds. I make pretty backgrounds. I want to look at pretty backgrounds. And the start menu being a full screen start menu is just horrendous in my opinion. I wish they still had the start button. I wish they still had a start menu, and then maybe had the tiles inside the start menu.
Yeah.
Would be nice, but the full screen start menu, it just absolutely annoys me because I don't want to look at stupid tiles. I want to look at my pretty backgrounds. And most people are going to be like, oh, zombie, quit bitching, da-da-da-da. But you guys, you hop into Windows 8 and see how you feel.
No, seriously, it is. The entire system, like you said, is built for a tablet. When you start it up, it literally reminds me of my fucking phone. Yeah. My phone's OS. You know, it's got the weird little start menu, or not start menu, but the weird little start loading screen, which is nothing like Windows has ever had. And I mean, it's kind of cool that they're innovating themselves. They're kind of trying to go into a different direction with things and such, and they're trying to, make things better, I guess.
Here's another thing that I don't like about it is the fact that when you install it, it asks you, do you have a .live or a live.com account, or do you want to sign up for one?
Oh yeah, I hated that, and I
understand it on a phone or a tablet,
Yeah.
I don't want it on my computer.
You yourself know the amount of trouble that I have had with Windows, not with Windows, with Microsoft. You yourself know, and I'm going to tell you this right now, guys. I have an Xbox. I have an Xbox membership. I had an Xbox membership. I had an Xbox membership. I had it signed up with a Hotmail.com email address. Okay, that was 6 years ago, 6, 7 years ago. All right,
Yeah,
I signed up for
like
that.
yeah, I mean 3 Xboxes ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. All right? I've had this account for a long time. I think I'm like a 5 or 6. I can't the little
5 star.
rating. Yeah, no, it's not a 5 star. They actually have a little rating that tells people how long you've been on the Xbox Live, and I'm like a 5 or a 6 or something like that, you know. But I've been on Xbox Live for a long time. All right, I've been using the same exact fucking email address for 6, 7 years now. And I recently got it hacked like about a year ago. All right, I don't know if it was actually hacked, or if it was just like a malicious bot that went in and changed my fucking password or something. I guess you could qualify that as hacking. I don't know,
Well, at
but
the time, at the time, didn't a whole bunch of
yeah,
email
at that time,
accounts, it
and
was a
yeah,
Microsoft
that's
issue?
exactly at that time they had come out and said it was basically one of those Sony issues. They were like, "Oops, a hacker got in and fucked with our systems." You know, basically at that time, Microsoft Hotmail had a massive breach of security, and a lot of people's vital, secure data and secure email addresses were hacked, and the actual email address was kind of messed with. Now, they didn't mess with anything in mine per se, except for they changed the password and they changed the security question to just a garbled number of letters.
Yeah, just
basically.
randomly
It
generated
was just
numbers and
randomly
letters.
generated numbers and letters. And that's exactly what it was. And I spent a year and a half trying to get in contact with Xbox, trying to get in contact with Hotmail, and it infuriates me to no end when hosting services or just services in general, and I've talked about this on the show before. It infuriates me when they go to a forum based help system or a ticket based help system, because
Steam.
nothing ever gets solved. You know, at least with Steam, something gets solved because they actually have
Yeah.
somebody looking at it, but it takes like 5 days. With fucking Hotmail, I spent a month and a half waiting for a freaking reply from somebody that basically told me, well, you didn't give us enough information because all the information that you gave us was incorrect because whatever bot hacked your account changed all that information.
Yeah, so
All right,
basically
so
made it so you couldn't
I
actually
could
get
not
your
access.
account back.
I could not access my account. I could not get my account back. I could not get the ability to change my password back because I had to give out the information that was currently on my account to whatever dipshit in fucking Japan or
India.
Indian. Yeah, India was looking at this stuff, and doing that. I could not get my account back because of that. They
Yeah.
wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So finally, I literally, like 4 weeks, it was like a month ago, wasn't it? You were on the phone with me when I contacted
Yeah,
Xbox.
it was about a month ago.
It was about a month ago that I finally contacted Xbox and got a hold of an American. Now, this is like the first time that I've ever gotten a hold of an American. I was like shocked. This is ridiculous. I
And
was
it
like,
might have been Dajim
No,
over
I'm
in
pretty-
India,
I'm pretty-
just with a really good American accent.
I'm pretty sure it was an American. But yeah, I finally got a hold of an American that was actually able to help me. I can't remember his name. I wish I could remember his name because whoever he was, shout out to you, dude.
Big ups
I'm
and shout outs, bro.
I'm very happy with. If you are listening, Memphis529 says what's up, But I finally got a hold of Xbox support and finally got them to completely cancel my account and redirect my account to my Gmail account, right?
Yeah.
Well, the whole entire reason why I'm telling you this story is because you can't in Windows 8 you can't sign up. I don't believe you can sign up with any other kind of account other than a Windows
it
Live.
has to be Hotmail, MSN, or Live.
This is just another one of those instances where I am not going to fucking sit here and get my account hacked again and then not have any access to my computer.
Well, yeah. Not only like say you have a Windows phone, and
Yeah.
say you have a Windows tablet. Now you install Windows 8 on your desktop PC, and your account gets hacked. Now you cannot access your computer, your phone, or your tablet.
Exactly. And I'm
just-
not gonna do it. I'm sorry. I spent a year and a half trying to get a hold of my Xbox. Why would I want to spend a year and a half trying to get back on my effing computer?
No shit.
It's ridiculous to me. There's cons. There's a lot of cons, and I mean we can list them out all day because
Well, yeah,
we really
I mean,
talked
like we
about
said,
it.
a tablet OS,
It's
keyboard
tablet
shortcuts.
OS. It requires keyboard shortcuts. The one thing that pissed me and you off is there's no actual exit button.
Yeah,
You
on
can't,
all your full screen apps.
can't close anything. You actually have to literally Control Alt Delete and close the program through the task manager.
Yeah, it was. You could do that, or what you do is you hit Alt Tab to get to the
Yeah.
desktop, and then you hit Control Windows Tab to bring up a task management bar, an app
Yeah.
task bar. Okay. Another thing, the task bar. It's there, but it doesn't display.
It's there, but it doesn't
tasks.
what is currently being done.
Yeah, so basically, it's a taskbar that's a shortcut bar that has
Exactly.
a Internet Explorer button and another button. I can't remember what it is. I think it's like Clear Desktop button.
Like quick
'Cause
desktop,
that's
yeah.
always on them. And so you hit Alt Tab and then you hit Control Windows Tab, and then that brings up the taskbar along the left hand side. And it's about, on my screen, it was about 1.5 inches wide, and it's not opaque. It's solid color. And I just, and then it lists what apps are actually running, and then you can right click on the task, the app that's running, and then click close. So all they needed to do was just put a little button there that you click the X button,
Yeah.
and the app goes away.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, Windows has always been famous for the little red X in the corner.
Exactly.
That's always an option in Windows.
Or just an
There's
X
never.
in the corner. They made
Exactly.
it red with Vista or
Yeah.
no. XP.
95
That's what they
or
made it.
XP, yeah. But that's besides the point. Color, anything really. Windows is famous for the X in the corner. That's to close the program.
yeah.
You know,
I mean,
they're also
Linux,
famous for
God's
a
sakes,
start
has a
button.
X
You
in the
know,
corner. You know.
that's also something they're famous for is the actual start menu.
exactly.
you
The
know.
start menu, the start button.
They've
You know,
taken
with the
they've
little
taken
Windows icon.
yeah they've taken both of the options. They've taken both of the things that make their their operating system Windows, and they've thrown them out the window for a freaking tablet operating system.
Well, and then the apps themselves that you open up, like Internet Explorer. If you open up Internet Explorer based off of the task menu or the taskbar that's not a taskbar, it comes up in a window. But if you go Start and then click Internet Explorer, it comes up full screen.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but it's two different ways of opening stuff, which leads me to believe that if Internet Explorer can open up full screen or in a window, why can't all of these apps open in a window?
Because
You know,
it's
and-
a
and-
tablet OS.
Yeah, it's a tablet OS. And swiping, for instance, you can swipe,
Yeah.
to the right, and it brings up a little menu. You swipe to the bottom up, it brings up a menu. When you're logged out, you swipe up, and then there's your options to log in. You know, it is a tablet OS. It's not a desktop OS. I hate trying to swipe with a keyboard and a mouse.
Yeah.
It's
not-
absolutely annoying. There's no real visual enhancements like with Windows Vista to 7. There was a noticeable window enhancement. The
Yeah.
Aereo desktop was
Well, it's
it was made prettier. It was made faster, better, stronger, stuff like that.
Well, it's like
now-
it's like I was talking to you today about. I had mentioned earlier today that it's actually nothing was really changed. They're still running
Just
on a
the way
Windows
it
7
looks.
backbone. No, they're
just the
still
way it
running on a
looks.
Windows 7 backbone. It's just the fact that they now have apps. That's how you do everything. If you Alt Tab out, it takes you to a Windows 7 fucking desktop.
The taskbar's the
You're
same.
still
The icons
you're
are
still
the same,
using
the
you're still
background's the
using
same.
Windows 7.
The user interface is the same, but now instead of being called Aereo, it's called Metro.
Yeah, Metro,
And,
because they're
I mean,
metrosexual.
Back in like the 2000s, didn't we have a situation where dudes were, looking gay, but they're straight?
Dude
because
looks
it's
like a
Metro?
lady. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Well, they're Metro. Well, now Windows is Metro, and it wants me to kick them in the box. So,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't know. I don't know how many times I can say this, but seriously, it's not a PC operating system. It's a tablet.
I'm
system.
seriously waiting for the next OS. I'm going to stick with Windows 7 until Windows stops supporting Windows 7, which is like every 3 or 5 years, something like that.
I
After
I
a
think
new
they
OS
stopped.
has been released.
I think I think XP got stopped after like I think XP was the longest
When
running.
Windows 7 was released, Windows XP got
Yeah.
stopped. They
Like I
stopped
said,
doing
I think
updates for it.
like I said, I think XP is the longest running OS for Windows that they have uh, given support for the longest time. I think they were in it
No,
like
Windows 95 was still supported all the way up until Vista was
was
released.
it?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then when Vista was released, they stopped supporting 95, 98, 98 SE, and Windows Millennium Edition.
Millennium.
They only supported
Yeah.
2000 and XP. And then
Yeah.
when 7 came out, they stopped supporting XP. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming when 8 comes out, they'll stop supporting Vista, which is fine by me because, I
Nobody
don't use
uses
Vista,
Vista.
I use 7. And then when Windows 9 comes out, it's going to come out eventually, or whatever the code name for it is, whether it's going to be Vista the second or whatever it's going to be, some frou-frou name or a number. It doesn't matter to me. I'm hoping that they will actually listen to people like you and me and actually give us an operating system instead of a tablet operating system for a desktop.
Yeah, well, by that time, for all you know, our personal PCs will be tablets. I mean, maybe that's what
That's
they're
true.
going for.
That's true.
That's the one thing that I can say about this is maybe that's what they're going for. Maybe they're trying to make it so that all Windows PCs are now handheld devices. Maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know. I personally don't want that. I personally don't want that. Why would I want to take a PC around like that? I mean, you would have to carry around a keyboard, a mouse. I'm not playing I'm not playing a video game
It's like those
with
Android
a swipe.
docks. It's like those docks for the iPad
Yeah.
and the Android.
I've seen them with the
tablets.
keyboard and shit.
You set them sideways and they become your
Yeah.
screen, and then they have a keyboard mouse interface to them. That's pretty cool and all, but they still you still need to use your fingers to swipe and stuff like that.
it's
and then
it's
keyboard,
still
mouse, and swiping. It's just that third level of using your hands on the screens. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. I don't like touching my screen.
I don't like touching
If
my
I'm
screen
playing a
either.
game, if I'm playing a game, I don't want to be sitting there, tapping the screen all the time, playing the game. I just give me a mouse and a keyboard and let me frag some people, for God's sakes,
Well, yeah, and that's the one thing is that mouse and keyboard I don't think is ever going to be surpassed until we actually get like movement
The only
recognition.
the only way I think that the mouse and the keyboard will ever be surpassed, and really I think the keyboard is here to stay because you need an input device. They can do really cool things with lights and lasers now. Maybe have a laser keyboard that's actually more
That'd be badass.
responsive than a keyboard. That would be cool. You just have a little thing. You turn it on, boom, your keyboard.
I know. I actually
You
do
know?
know that. I do know that they do have stuff like that. They have laser.
Yeah, but it's not as
keyboards,
responsive.
But it's
You
not
can't game on
responsive. Exactly. You couldn't game on it.
You wouldn't be able to game on it. And then as for the mouse itself, wireless mice, optical mice, they've all been, upgraded and stuff to where they are now today. But I really think that the only way to change the mouse's interface device is to do the same thing with the laser keyboard, make it so your hand moving around in a certain area is the mouse in like a mouse-like gesture.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. It's going to be like the only thing that's going to surpass the mouse and keyboard. Like I said, is going to be an actual
better.
it's going to be an actual body movement recognition system.
Exactly.
That's only going to
Like a
happen.
Kinect of some sort. But
Well,
only for a PC.
not really the Kinect because even the Kinect has its own limitations. But I'm talking like in movies when they actually have like the actual body recognition, where you're moving your hand and shit, and you're moving tiles and shit
like
like that. Yeah, like in
Like
Gamer.
Gamer. That would be Gamer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
That
gonna
would
be.
actually be kind of weird though. So
It would be kind of weird,
cool,
but
weird because
but-
I don't want to get into like a pod and stand there and be like office and then be like waving my arms around to type. I mean, I'm a
Looking like-
chubby guy, and I think
looking
I
like
look like a
dipshit.
metro if you know what I mean.
looking like a dipshit. You could put some dubstep on and act like you're dancing.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Wow.
you put your pants on one dubstep beat at a time.
Yes. One dubstep beat at a time.
If you guys don't know what that reference is, Toby Turner, Toby Games, go check it.
Toby Games, check him out. He's awesome.
Toby, if you're listening, fucking sponsor. Just saying.
Sponsor. Yeah, just saying. We shout you
So-
out. You shout us out.
And we are back. Welcome back to Max Gamer Podcast. I am Enigma, and we just took a quick break, so I hope you guys had a quick drink of water or whatever, Gamer Fuel, Mountain Dew. I know you guys love Mountain Dew. Do you like? I like Mountain Dew. How about you, Zombie?
I like that orange Mountain Dew Live Wire.
Orange
Moon.
He can't. So he's stuck with Diet Mountain Dew, so he'll just have to deal with that.
Actually, my Soda Stream, I found that if I make
Oh God,
Diet
Soda
Mountain
Stream.
Dew Soda Stream, and then I add a little bit of the Diet Orange Soda mixture to it, I make my own Diet Live Wire.
Wow.
It's awesome.
Wow.
I get caffeine and orange at the same time.
You guys should hear him when he's on Skype and he does the Soda Stream thing. He sounds like he's taking like a humongous crap right next to his mic. It's hilarious. But anyways, enough of that. Welcome back to Max Gamer Podcast again. Don't forget to go and check us out.
Welcome back.
Exactly. Don't forget to check us out. www.max-gamer.com. We have a facelift on our website, so you guys can actually access it and look at it. And it's functional and it looks good. So you guys can go and check out all of our reviews, our gameplay, everything like that. We link all the videos. We just recently posted up a new bit of footage to our YouTube page, which is youtube.com/MaxGamer Podcast. If you want to go and check that out, it's actually an announcement trailer for Assassin's Creed 3, which segues myself into the next topic of discussion, which is, of course, Assassin's Creed 3. Exactly. Now, if you guys don't know what Assassin's Creed is, it's a great game. Set of games that you guys should really go and check out. I mean, Assassin's Creed 1 was fantastic. I loved it. Did you? I mean, I know you played it, Zombie, and I don't know if you liked it or not, but I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I enjoyed it thoroughly enough that I actually played through the whole game. Most games that are free roam like that, like Grand Theft Auto 4, what was that new one? Saints Row and stuff like that. It just gets to me. I don't like doing all the missions where it's like, go here, do this, come back.
You don't like
go here,
you don't like UPS delivery man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a delivery driver for work, so I don't really want to be a delivery driver for gameplay.
Exactly. But yeah, it really was.
Cannon, let me go flag people. I mean, I just that's what I want.
Yeah, it really was a great game. It's I'm the same way. I don't really like finishing free roam games because over time it gets boring, and you can't really. I mean, it seems repetitive. Once you start going and doing this,
and
then
Assassin's Creed 1 was repetitive in the fact that there was a definite pattern of go here,
kill this guy, bring this back, go back
go
there,
over to the hookers and save them, and then go back over here and kill this guy, come back to me and collect your reward.
I'm sorry, Jake. We do not call them hookers. We call them critisans.
Oh, okay. Well, they were hookers.
That's a bad name, Jake. That's a bad name. That is the longest profession in all of the world's history. All right. So
I know.
You respect those courtesans.
I do give respect.
You respect them. Whatever. Anyways, but yeah, Assassin's Creed 1 was a great game. Assassin's Creed 2, just the same. It was phenomenal. Great story. Both of these games have great storyline.
Creed 2. I'll have to borrow it from you.
Yeah, you'll have to play it sometime. I mean, it kind of skips over generations. And if you guys haven't played it, I would definitely recommend it. I think you can get it, both of them, here pretty quickly. You should be able to find them because Assassin's Creed Brotherhood just barely came out, and I believe that it had a 3-pack. It had Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed 2, and of course Assassin's Creed 1 in a bundle for like $30, 30, 40. Actually, it was probably about $60. I don't know if they still have that bundle going.
Sounds good. I'm checking Steam right now, so
I don't know if they still have that bundle going, but yeah, definitely go and check Steam because it's probably pretty cheap on Steam. But yeah. It's got 3 installments now. Now, you guys might be thinking, well, Assassin's Creed 1, Assassin's Creed 2, and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. No, that's not 3 installments. It's that Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was actually an expansion game for Assassin's Creed 2, basically furthering the story of Ezio Auditore, who is a descendant of, I can't remember his name, Altair? I think it was his name. Altair or something or another. I can't remember his last. But yeah, Ezio Dottore is the descendant of Altair something or another. I can't remember his last name from the first game, but yeah, it basically. I'm not going to go into the story too much because you guys should really play this game. But yeah, it's basically Templars versus Assassins. If you guys don't know what Templars are, go read up on your history because I'm not going to teach it to you. All right, you should have been paying attention in 12th grade English or 12th grade history because they talked a lot about it.
At least during the Nicolas Cage movies.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
come on, people.
Masons,
National Treasure, National
everything.
Treasure 2. You would get a basic understanding of who the Templars were.
Yeah, basic. So they were basically bad guys, more or less. Well, kinda,
Yes.
sorta.
Kinda.
Depending on what side of the force.
Depending on if you were a Templar or not, you could have been a good guy.
Yeah, depending on what side of the force you find yourself on, I like to stay in that neutral gray area where I can fuck shit up, but I can also not fuck shit up. But yeah, whatever, But anyways, Assassin's Creed 3. All of the Assassin's Creeds have been set in like early,
14,
early
15, and
middle,
1600s.
yeah, 14, 15, 1600s. All right. Now, myself and Zombie, when we were playing these games, we'd always kind of joked about it. Well, what if they actually had an Assassin's Creed where it was like modern day, or like a Western? Like, how would they do that? We've always joked about that.
Red Dead Redemption was was
it's
Western.
yeah, so I mean we've always joked about that, and you guys might be asking yourself, why am I going on about this? Well, it's because Assassin's Creed 3 is actually set in the late 1700s, and if you guys don't know what that is,
1777.
That's the Civil War era, was it not?
No, that's the
No,
Revolutionary War era.
revolutionary. That's what I meant. Not Civil War, revolutionary. I had my wars
Now,
mixed
a lot
up.
of our listeners are British and from the UK and stuff like that, and I just have to say, suck it. We are free.
If you guys don't know what that is, the Revolutionary War was when we finally signed our independence from Britain, basically.
July 4th, 1776.
1776. Yep. 1776, and the actual game, from what I could see, starts a year after we signed our Declaration of Independence.
1777.
1777 in the Mohawk Valley, the Little Mohawk Valley. That's where this announcement trailer is placing you at. All right. Now, I was watching the video, all right, and I kind of can laugh at it because I'm like, well, how are you supposed to have an assassin group in the 1770 or the 1700s? I mean, you were joking about this just the other day, Zombie. The way that the assassins basically dress could have flown in the like the 1400, 1500, 1600s because everybody dressed like that. They had the robes, they had the hoods, they had everything, they had the weapons, the knives, the daggers. But
by 1777,
by 1777, everybody is turning over to that fancy schmancy. I'm wearing pants now. Check this out. I got a white wig on that's powdered. Yeah,
exactly.
Check my ass out. All right.
And they're all wary of hooded men because of.
And yet, the assassins are still wearing the same attire. So it's the hood. Yeah. It's the robes, the robes, and they've got their knives and shit.
You look exactly like Ezio or Altair, but just a little modified.
Exactly. You actually look like Ezio more because Altair, there was a change in costume between Altair and Ezio. You had a little bit more style because he was Spain. He was Spaniard. So it was like, hey, yo, look at me, ladies. I'm a sexy beast.
In this edition of Assassin's Creed, it's actually going to focus on Connor, a half Native American character raised by the Mohawk tribe.
I'm glad that you said that because I said that just the other day. Did I not?
So
I was like,
and it's actually in the Game Informer that was released this month.
Nice. You'll have to read a because I didn't get a Game Informer, so you'll have to read.
I haven't read it either. I'm just reading a little article that basically summarizes that Game Informer. And it sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. They're saying that this article says that it has some involvement with Connor, the guy that you're going to be playing, with Washington, George Washington.
George.
Yeah, there's going to be kind of a core relationship between, Benjamin Franklin's role It says won't be a carbon copy of Leonardo da Vinci. So basically, you're gonna go and
Gotcha.
talk to
Ben
George
Franklin.
Washington and Benny
Ben
Franklin. He's gonna be your inventor that invents all
Ben
your
Ben
shit.
Franklin. Ben Franklin is basically like that dude that created all the shit for 007.
Yeah. He's gonna be your Q.
But
So
yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't played Assassin's Creed 2, I mean, like I said, it was set in like Spain or someplace like that. I can't remember exactly where it was set, but it was in that area. And your guy that created all of your inventions was actually Leonardo da Vinci. And the reason why they picked him was because obviously he's Leonardo F. and da Vinci. He's the guy
yeah,
that
he's
invented
famous for
shit.
inventing stuff.
Yeah,
He
he's
was a
famous for
he was a
inventing.
fore-founder of inventions.
And then I can actually see why they would have picked Ben Franklin, because isn't Ben Franklin the inventor of electricity or something like that? What was
He's
it?
not the inventor of electricity. He's just the guy
Kind-
who he's the guy that everybody says invented
Yeah,
electricity.
this is the guy that's
he
every
took a concept from Nikola Tesla and made it
Exactly.
better. He's
Exactly.
the guy that says that the stories say flew a kite up into the sky of a thunderstorm with a key attached to it and shocked the shit out of himself. So yeah, so I understand them using Benny Franklin for your inventions and stuff like that. Benny Franklin had a whole bunch of inventions back then. He had stuff to do with the telephone.
I'm kind of interested to see the storyline behind this, because the storyline that they made up for Leonardo da Vinci was really interesting. He actually,
yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see that.
in it they actually said that he invented like the assassin's blade, the new one that they have, the where you don't have to cut off your finger anymore. In the first one, the way you could see an assassin was their right their right ring finger was cut off,
Ring finger was missing. Yeah.
because that was where the blade came out. So
Yeah.
they'd clench their fist and they'd be like almost giving you a reverse flip off with the blade only.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, I stab you in the face with my ring finger. Fuck you.
Well, how invention is and how war has been in throughout the years anyway. It's been a progression of everything and stuff like that, where your weaponry is always going to be better.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Every war
And
you
that's
go through,
that's
the
and that's what it
weaponry
did.
increases.
That's what they did. That's what they did. In the second game, they actually improved on the original Assassin's weapons, and they did that where he no longer had to cut off his finger. And then
stuff like
they
that.
made it so that he had two blades instead of one, because traditionally you had you had one sword and then one blade, and then they made it so you could have two. And then it was just a bunch of inventions, and it was really interesting to see how they kind of made the story for Leonardo da Vinci, because
Yeah.
I always like that kind of stuff. I like hearing how they remake actual
remake actual
history.
characters. And
Yeah,
tie
and
it
how
into
they
real
remake
stuff,
history, exactly, how they tie it in and everything, and how they tie it into actual history and such. So
Exactly.
I'm really interested to see how it works. I really am.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Assassin's Creed 3 is going to be it's going to cover New York and Boston.
Yeah,
in lands,
the original colonies.
as well as you'll have pit stops at Lexington, Concord, as well as Connors Village. And it's supposed to be, the whole game environment's supposed to be 1.5 times larger than Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Nice.
So that's awesome in size. I mean,
that's going to be a huge
whole bunch
map.
to do.
Yeah, that's going to be.
And my whole thing is I really like the old 13 original colonies like Boston and New York and stuff like that. And it's going to be interesting to see how accurate they make the actual game environment to how it was back then. Back in the 1700s.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really interesting. And Ubisoft has always been really accurate with building height, building width, this and that, and in between. In fact, I was just telling my wife the other day when we were watching the Three Musketeers movie that just recently came out. Yeah. They were actually on a church back in England, and they crash landed an airship on it. You'll have to watch it. It's a stupid-ass movie.
Check it out.
This church, I'm sitting there and they're looking at it, and I'm like, I've been on that church as Ezio or Altier, and it was literally the church in one of the Assassin's Creed movies. Or games that you're actually climbing around on and stuff like that. Yeah. And I was joking. I was like, hey, there is a haystack right down below that gargoyle right there that you can jump off of.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see how they're going to tie in real life landmarks to game landmarks and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, well, let's get into this then. I mean, like you said, you're going to be following the story of Connor, I think is what you said.
Yeah,
Connor, who is a half Native American, half white man, basically, right?
Pretty much, he's going to be the bane of existence because even back then they didn't like the Indians.
Yeah.
So.
But yet, from what I saw in the trailer, there's a couple of interesting things that I'm looking at. I mean, it shows. I don't know if you've watched this zombie or not, but it shows like a certain angle for one scene where he's actually free running in trees, which is going to be pretty badass. I think if you can actually free run in the trees and stuff, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be cool. And the other thing that I saw that was interesting with some of the rumor screenshots that were around that TV tweeted and stuff like that, like about a week before this announcement came through, was there was a screenshot of Connor, I guess is his name, up against a tree, and then off in the distance, kind of down below, there was a company of British soldiers. And I swear that same screenshot was the exact same screenshot from The Patriot with Mel Gibson in place of Connor.
Yeah.
Okay, and so basically Connor is going to be a ghost.
Pretty much.
He's going to be those rumored ghost
warriors
that could take out the entire company in one man and leave 3 people alive that say that there was 30 people because they don't want to get dead by the king and the queen.
The British.
So.
Yeah, I
kind of cool.
I saw some kind of interesting stuff too. They've got new weaponry and such. I'm pretty sure that he no longer has the wrist blades, which is kind of sucky because I like the wrist blades.
He might get them from Benny.
He might. That is a good point. But in the actual video, I did not see any wrist blades. What I did see was what I did see was 2 tomahawks, which he dual wields those tomahawks, which could be really badass because. If I remember correctly, back from like history, I don't know what kind of Indian tribe he's from, but tomahawks were pretty much, I think the Black Hawks or the Blackskin or the Crow.
He's from the Mohawk tribe, is what they're saying. And
he's from the Mohawk. Okay.
The Blackfoot, the Cherokee.
They were pretty much the same.
Any warring, they
were badass.
Native American tribe had tomahawks.
Yeah.
And
well, they weren't notorious for using.
Survival.
That's they were survival. They were not weapons.
And, you had a bedroll, you had a woman, and you had a tomahawk. Yeah. Anything else you could get.
Pretty much. So he's using
set up camp and cooked for you.
Pretty much. So he's using a couple of tomahawks, which is going to be pretty badass, I think, for like a combat and such. But in Assassin's Creed 2, they also put into they also implemented the fact that you could pick up weapons. Like if you killed a guard, you could pick up his sword. So that's also going to be kind of cool because if you're fighting against British military, they've got like the muskets with
the muskets with the bayonets on them.
The bayonets on them and stuff. So that's going to be it sounded pretty interesting. It really is. Well, so I mean,
Ubisoft
if you guys
also does the cinematic-esque type thing where you disarm the
Yeah,
and then impale them and stuff.
That
like
was
that.
that was one thing. They had a kill cam on there that was pretty cool too, because the dude, Connor actually smacks the dude in like the guts. You know, he smacks him with the butt of his tomahawk in the gut, bends him over the dude's own fucking musket, impales him on the musket, and then shoots him in the mouth with the musket.
And then pulls the trigger. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's pretty badass. I mean, they've all the kill cams that they've had for these types of games have always been pretty cool. So,
oh yeah,
we're running out of time. Running out of time to talk about that. So go ahead and close up.
Well, I was just saying that Ubisoft is yet to comment on inclusion of multiplayer, according to this article.
Yeah.
And then it says, let's see here. They've stated that the press release about Assassin's Creed 3 is the largest project in Ubisoft's history.
Uh-huh.
And that the development took over 3 years and twice the production of any of the other previous Ubisoft games.
That's a lot, because Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 had like over I think it was like over 300 people working on it or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So
And then it says also, just to close up, it says Assassin's Creed 3 will be released on October 30th for the
October.
PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Nintendo
So
Wii U.
it's coming out. It's coming out pretty quickly, guys. I mean, you're looking at
Exactly.
maybe 6 months, if that.
Yeah, about that. Less than
About
that,
that.
probably.
Yeah, probably less than that. So, I mean, I guess the way that I'm saying this is go to YouTube.com/Max Gamer Podcast. Check out the announcement trailer. Leave a comment. Tell us what you think, and subscribe to our YouTube page as well. So, that's all
And
I'm
then
saying.
also go to max-gamer.com, bookmark
Exactly.
us, and then just keep looking there for all the latest and greatest news about
Exactly.
game and tech. So.
Exactly. So that's that for Assassin's Creed 3, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Right now, we're gonna skip a break and everything. So we want to get screw the breaks. I mean, whatever. We're just gonna go
We're
completely
going
on.
to be pre-recorded, but you know what? Screw breaks.
Basically, yeah, exactly. Screw the breaks. So the other part that I said, as I said, we're going to be talking about Steambox. If you guys do not know what Steambox is, well, then you're in luck because we're going to be talking about it right now. So, Steambox, Zombie.
Okay, well, what a Steam box is it's a box that you make that you run Steam through
It's got Steam
that
in it.
can actually
Exactly.
heat stuff up and cook.
It shoots steam out. That's what it does.
Well,
It's
basically,
good
everybody knows
stuff,
what
dude.
Steam
It's
is.
good stuff. It's good stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody knows what Steam is. And
Yeah,
what we're
everybody
talking
knows
about
what
is
Steam is.
Valve.
Everybody knows what Valve is. And there's been some
Basically,
rumors.
and basically what I mean by that is there's a valve. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, basically, what's going on is that Valve kind of made some stuff slip, or somebody leaked something. I can't remember exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
But there
it
was a
says-
rumor going around lately that Steam is actually, or Valve is actually looking at making a console-based PC that would run basically a Steam, proprietary Steam operating system as well as Steam that would play any PC video game on a TV, as well as running a i7 processor with 8 gigs of RAM. Let me see what these specs were. And
it was an Intel Core i7 CPU with 8 GB of RAM and an NVIDIA graphics card. So that's kind of cool. I mean, it's gonna be a good processing, PC.
It is, and it says Valve may not stop with its Steambox concept because it's just a concept. What they were doing is they were showing.
They were showing this to potential partners.
Well, yeah, to potential partners because of the. I had it up right here. It was something to do about Steam Big Picture Mode UI, where if you're running Steam on your desktop or on your desktop computer, I guess you can go to Big Picture Mode and basically make it go full screen.
Yeah.
And they have like some hardware developed for a proprietary gaming device.
Yeah, it says
gaming device that has
yeah,
a
it says
to monitor
says right here.
your heart rate and shit.
It says right here the Steambox would also use the yet unreleased Big Picture mode to help get computer games onto your HD TV. As a result, the Steambox would compete with existing gaming consoles like the Xbox 360 and PS3, on live streaming gaming service, and anything that Apple could dream up, either with Apple TV or an Apple television. So that's kind of interesting.
Well, what that leads me to think of is that basically Valve is looking at going into console development. And also streaming not just games content to you, but also movies and TV shows.
And music and TV shows, exactly.
And music. And if that's the case, I mean, sign me fucking up.
Yeah, I want one. I do want one.
Give me a Valve MP3 player. Give me a Valve box. I mean,
it'd be cool if they made an MP3 player where you actually had to turn the valve to turn it on.
No, that wouldn't be cool.
Shut up.
Maybe
Shut
for
up.
a security device, a touch screen turning of a valve to unlock it.
Shut up. You don't know.
I don't know. But I mean, they're also saying that the Alienware X51 gaming PC could be updated to take this new proprietary Valve software. So that could, what it's hinting at, and this is a rumor, of course, but what it's hinting at is that maybe this Alienware X51 gaming PC could become the first Steam box, kind of like the whole Cloud OS.
It could be updated to make use new platform basically. So
Exactly.
they're
Make
thinking
use of this new
what
OS that Valve's
what they're
making.
probably thinking about is releasing this new operating system with this Alienware X51 PC, and just doing a base test on it more or less.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
if you
yeah,
guys are going to be buying an Alienware X51 anytime soon, or whenever it releases, I should say,
yeah.
check it out. Maybe they'll have a beta or
Well,
something
it
like
says
that.
it
I
could be
doubt it, but
updated to make use of
yeah.
this new platform, which leads me to believe that there's got to be something there. And this Alienware X51, basically, it looks like a set-top box gaming console.
I need to click on it to see what the hell you're talking about. So give me just one sec. But yeah, oh, I see how it is. Dude, it looks like an Xbox.
I know. I want that one instead of a stupid Xbox.
Like seriously, I'm looking side by side comparison to it from my Xbox to the picture, from my Xbox to the picture. It looks like an effing Xbox.
And you know what, though? This thing's not going to overheat like an Xbox.
Oh, actually, it probably will.
Actually, it probably will.
No, it won't.
You can fix this one.
It's Alienware.
You can
It
fix
won't.
this
Yeah,
one.
you can fix this one. It's Alienware. It's not going to overheat. What are you talking about?
Exactly. But and then I also found another article about the Steam box that was a Lombardi. He commented to Catu's Stephen Tatelio. I know I probably mispronounced those names. I understand. I suck. But he said when I posted this a question to him in this way, and the question was, what you're saying is there's definitely nothing coming anytime soon. Nothing at GDC or E3, which are a couple, technology and gaming related conventions. But what you are not ruling out is the possibility that maybe someday Valve will make hardware. He said, hardware, and this Lombardi commented. He said, "I think that's accurate."
Yeah.
So basically, he didn't confirm nor deny, but he didn't confirm, but he also didn't deny that they are looking at making hardware and stuff like that. And if this Alienware gaming PC, the X51, I mean, this thing looks badass. I could see it sitting underneath my 50-inch TV easily.
Yeah, definitely.
And depending on the specs and whatnot that's on it, it's relatively a pretty decent machine. Now, if maybe Valve and Alienware are going to partner up,
maybe
and make this
they already are
proprietary OS, So I don't know. All I know is that the OS, they're not going to, from what I read on these two articles, this Steam OS platform thing, it could also be made available so anybody could basically build their own Steam box.
Yeah.
So which right there leads me to, what? I'm a gamer. I've always liked the game. I like console gaming. I like PC gaming. Why not build my own console, put on this OS, and run any game that can be run on a PC? And that's basically the Steam box.
Yeah. So I mean, it sounds interesting. It really does, and I hope that I hope that we hear more about it. We'll keep you guys updated on Steambox related issues and Steambox related news articles and such as they come out. But yeah, definitely, I am looking forward to it. If it's actual fact, I am looking forward to owning a Steambox at some point. So
exactly. I mean, Steam's free to sign up for. I mean, I've bought several games lately on Steam.
That's one thing that's one thing that you got to look at is if they come out with this new Steam box, are they actually going to charge for a subscription for Steam?
I don't think so.
I don't think they would either because Steam's been around for so long and hasn't charged.
Yeah.
And I think they make a lot of money off of their video games. But you got to ask yourself. You got to ask yourself if it's going to charge. If they're going to charge you anything. So.
Well, I don't think that they'll. I think that what they'll probably do is make it so that you can download Steam, you can download the OS for X number of dollars. To go onto your gaming PC. Maybe it will be a Linux-based type thing. I don't know, but I don't think they're going to charge for the use of Steam. I don't think that they'll do like a monthly thing like Apple or whatnot for Apple TV. But I think well, actually, that's inaccurate. I don't even know anything about Apple. I hate Apple, but like Hulu Plus or Netflix, I don't think that they'll do anything like that where you have to pay a monthly subscription. I bet it will go the direction of that Vudu thing where you can rent movies for X number of dollars in HD or SD, blah 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 blah. You could buy them. You could buy movies, music. I really think it's going to be a combination of like iTunes, Zune, and Netflix all bundled into one, as well as gaming, as Steam. So it's going to be, from what this sounds like, it's the next version of Steam that gets released could potentially have movies and different apps and stuff like that available on it.
Yeah. So go and check that out, guys. Definitely go and check it out. Google Steambox and see what you guys can figure out as well. So, but that's pretty much the show right there. I just wanted to say thank you guys for continuing to listen to us. This is it's the 5th episode or the 6th episode. It might be the 6th. Not sure. 5th. So yeah, it's the 5th episode of Max Gamer Podcast. I really appreciate you guys listening to us. Don't forget to go to www.nordstarradio.com. Check us out over there live every week on Saturday at 1700 CST. You guys can figure that out for whatever time zone you're in, because I can't be asked to do it for you. Also, go and check us out over at max-gamer.com, www.max-gamer.com, as well as all of our services, which is facebook.com/maxgamerpodcast, twitter.com/maxgamerpodcast, and, of course, youtube.com/maxgamerpodcast, where you can catch up on all of our tweets, all of our Facebook mentions, as well as all of our videos, which we're posting up pretty regularly. I mean, I think we are, at least. We're going to be posting up a lot more videos for, like, game releases and such, so you guys might want to check that out. We do get advanced, sometimes mostly advanced stuff like the Sleeping Dogs trailers and stuff like that. We've gotten in advance and such, and we're always looking to further ourselves in that remark, you know. So, also, if you guys would like to have your community or your service or whatever it is advertised, please contact us over at Max Gamer Podcast. You can get a hold of me at Enigma at max-gamer.com or Zombie at max-gamer.com. You can also get a hold of us at press at max-gamer.com as well. That'll get forwarded to both of us. You know, if you guys, we produce quality, intros and stuff like that, and advertisements and such. So if you guys are looking to advertise on something, definitely get a hold of us. All right.
Exactly.
So
and I also want to shout out one guy. His name's Jesse Valentine. He does F777. That dude is the pimp shit.
Jesse Valentine is
awesome.
He's the producer of some of the music that we use here on Max Gamer Podcast. So definitely go and check him out. What's his Facebook page? Isn't it facebook.com/F777?
Yeah, F-777.
Yeah. That was what it was.
Google search F-777. That's
go check
sevens, F-777. And he has stuff available on Newgrounds. He just released a couple of new songs, Viper, and Viper, like, not so dubsteppy Viper.
Not so dubsteppy.
That's what he said on Facebook. He's like, I'm releasing a new version, a second version of Viper for all of you that don't like the whoop whoop and the dubstep.
That's Viper defanged. So,
but version of Viper.
Go check him out.
Awesome.
He's a guy. Yeah, he's got some awesome music, and we use it here on Max Gamer Podcast. So he's a good friend of Max Gamer Podcast. So, other than that,
back to games that are coming out this week.
New releases. Obviously, Mass Effect 3 getting released this week. It's out today.
It fell from the sky finally.
It finally fell from the sky when they launched all the copies up into space. Yep. And it fell directly into everybody that pre-ordered its house. Miraculously. We don't know how.
Miraculously. And a couple lakes and trees.
Probably. And probably nailed a couple people in the forehead, you know. Or flaming hot plastic, whatever, you know. Who needs it? You know? Whatever. But yeah, Mass Effect 3, go and check that out. I did a review on it. You guys can go and check that review out. I reviewed the demo, not the actual game. I have yet to play the actual game, but I'm probably going to pick it up at some point. Not today, but at some point.
It's available on Origin, not Steam. Origin, if you
can't get it on Steam.
DLC type of guy.
Yeah, if you guys are looking for it on Steam, you're not going to find it because they've already announced that it will not be released on Steam because it needs Origin to play multiplayer. So that's one bad thing. The other bad thing about it is that I found kind of shitty is the fact that they're releasing it, and the day that they release it, they release a downloadable content that is vital for story, which is kind of fucked
And
up.
it costs money.
And it costs money. Yes, it does. I don't find that very what's the word I'm looking for? Acceptable, I guess. I don't think that's cool.
Kosher
You
for
know?
you Jewish
Yeah,
people?
I don't think that's cool. I really don't. I don't like the idea of releasing game content that's, vital for the story the day that the game comes out, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever.
That was a developer's oops.
Well, that was a developer's oops and a hey, we want more money even though we're charging $60. We're going to charge another 20 for downloadable content because
The
everybody
day
will
that the
buy.
game comes out, that's required to play the game.
No, it's not required to play the game. It's just an extension of the storyline, basically.
Well, you said it was vital
It's an
for the
extension.
story.
It's vital for the story because it's an extension of the storyline that ties in with the middle of the story.
Oh, okay.
So you're missing an entire thing of storyline, I guess.
So it's like buying a book that has 5 chapters and having
It's
2 and
like
3
buying
missing.
a book. Yeah, it's like buying a book with like half of the pages ripped out of it. It goes from like 1 to 50, and then from 50 on to like 120 is gone.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's that. That's coming out right now. It's out right now when we pre-recorded this, so go and check that out. Also, new releases for next week. We've got Yakuza Dead Souls by Sega, which is coming out at 3/13. Yakuza. You got Silent Hill Downpour, made by Konami, which is coming out also on the 13th. I'm going to murder this name. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja. That's made by Namco Bandai America. That's also coming out on the 13th, next Tuesday.
It's made by Namco Bandai
Namco
America,
America.
and its
Yes.
name is Naruto Shit My
Shippuden
Pantsy.
Ninja. He's the ultimate American ninja. But yeah, that's coming out next week on the 13th as well, Tuesday the 13th. Birds of Steel, made by Konami, is coming out next week on Tuesday as well as FIFA Street by EA, which is also coming out on Tuesday, and Ridge Racer by Namco Bandai Games. So EA, Konami, and Namco Bandai have kind of been ruling this week's new releases. So all those are coming out on Tuesday. Go and check those out. Those are all for the PS3, the Xbox 360, and the PC. So depending on what console and what PC you play on, you guys can check that out. There's also a shit ton of Vita games that are coming out next week as well.
Yeah. I want a Vita. I really do.
Yeah, Vita just
So-
came out, so they're just spamming it with releases. Like literally, they're just every day there's a new release, literally. So
Well, the main reason why I want a Vita is I'm a first-person shooter guy, and they have some awesome first-person shooter games that are coming out, or shooter-based games that are coming out right around my birthday in May.
there you go.
There's 1 or 2 that are coming out that I'm really, really interested in playing. So if any of you guys listening want to buy me a Vita, just hit me up at zombie@max-gamer.com.
That's really gonna happen. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's really going to happen, but hey, here's hoping. But
here's the-
also, I also want to hear about people who do have a Vita, how their experiences have been with it. So hit us up on the Facebook, the Twitter.
Definitely.
Tell us your thoughts about the Vita.
Go and like
how
us.
you like it.
Go and follow us. Seriously, we need more followers on Twitter. We need more likes on YouTube or Facebook, and we need more subscriptions on YouTube. So go and check those things out. All right, guys.
Yeah, definitely. So,
All right. So that was this episode of Max Gamer Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I had a good time. What about you, Zombie?
I had an awesome time.
had
Time bitching
I
and
love
complaining
the
about
show.
Windows 8.
I know it's so awesome that we actually have the ability, we actually have the outlet to flame an operating system. It's like we're trolls for operating systems. It's awesome.
And next
And
week,
people
if you're
actually
not
listen to
here, if Max Gamer Podcast does not exist next week, then blame Microsoft.
So, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. If you weren't able to check out the show, obviously, I don't know why you'd be listening right now, but if you weren't able to check it out, go and check it out on youtube.com/NordR. Wait, no. youtube.com/MaxGamer Podcast. We post up
Check
the.
out Nord Still Radio as well.
Check out NordStillRadio.com. exactly. But yeah,
As well as youtube.com/NordRTV.
no, youtube.com/NordRTV, Facebook.com/NordSoRadio, and Twitter.com/NordSoRadio. You can't say it as fast as I can because you suck. That's right.
Okay, whatever.
But anyways, yeah, go and check us out. YouTube.com/MaxGamerPodcast. We post the podcasts up every week, and we annotate it so you don't have to listen to all the bullshit that we have between everything. So you guys can just
but some of that stuff's fun to listen to.
yeah, some of it is fun to listen to. So, but anyways, thanks a lot, guys. We'll talk to y'all later. Have a good weekend. Keep gaming.